All right, we are back. It is Friday. January the 21st, and we are in basically completing the third week of the new year.
Yeah.
And we have our guest, always the one and only Mr. Michael Zuber. How are you, Michael?
Hey man, how you doing? Yeah, it just hit me. We are 3 weeks into the year already. We have less than 50 weeks left in 2022. So if you haven't gotten started on your real estate journey or anything that what's holding you back, let us know. We want to hear from you. But yeah, let's talk about the weekly wrap up. It's always fun.
I love it. So let's talk about financial news this week. The 10-year rate.
Yeah, the 10-year is something as real estate investors we need to watch because it kind of impacts the cost of capital, 30-year mortgages, all of that stuff. It's reported by the minute on places like CNBC. It hit a high of 1.9% this week. That is important because that is the high of the pandemic. More and more people are realizing that the Fed is serious. They're going to stop buying. They're going to start selling. They're going to raise rates. All of these things. It's down today because the market is kind of in convulsions. But yeah, rates are going up and they're already impacting investor loans, as we'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, the 10-year hit 1.9 this week.
1.9. So give us an example. So what was the 10-year? I mean, just an estimate or guesstimate. Mm-hmm. What was it a year ago?
It was probably 1 or 1.1, something like that.
That's significant.
Mm-hmm.
Very significant. So let's transition to the next point, which is how is that affecting investor rates specifically?
Yeah. One of the things that really makes One Rental at a Time unique is not only do I do my daily financial news, which is 1,000 days running, but I bring on experts for stuff that I don't know. So for example, on Wednesdays, I have Matt, the mortgage guy, which is in the mortgage industry. And he shared with me this week that investor loans now have a 4 on the front of it. And that's different. For seemingly the last 2 years, investors, if you're getting your first loan 20-25% down, you could get something with a 3 on it, sometimes in the mid 3s. So 4% is different. It is different enough for people to step back, go, oh my God, what's going to happen? I do want to remind people that my first investment loan had a 7 on the front of it, not a 4. So it's still possible. You need to do the work. You need to adjust your spreadsheets. I talk about yield. Obviously, as you're getting started, the mortgage payment is the largest impactor on expenses. So adjust the numbers, see what makes sense. Do the work. You're going to probably have to get a better deal. Because again, prices and interest rates, there's this dichotomy. So yeah, I was shocked when Matt told me this week, investor loans 4 1/8, 4 1/4. I'm like, oh my God, this is different.
It's changing. And you've been calling it all. I mean, basically for the last 6-9 months, we've been talking about this and you've called it. So
I hope people were listening because again, I do what I say and I refied. I took dead money off the table. I got dead money off with the 3 on it. Right, 399. So I hope people were listening. If not, rates are a little bit higher today.
Rates are higher. And so let's talk about inventory. What did you see this week in inventory?
Man, single family homes, record low inventory. It's never been this low, under 1 million. And again, average or like a healthy market is 3 million. So to say that we are not healthy is an understatement of epic proportions. And unfortunately, I think as we'll talk about in a minute, it's going to be this record low inventory with rising rates, which is really going to smash first-time home buyers who've been sitting on the sidelines. But yeah, record low inventory. Yeah, if you're out there hunting right now, it's hard. So realize the reason you can't find deals is because there's not a lot of deals out there. But keep doing the work because it'll change.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So let's talk about first-time home buyers. What do you see for first-time home buyers right now?
Yeah, I see a really rough 6 to 8 weeks for first-time home buyers. And this again is because I've been doing it for so long, I could see the future. There were lots of first-time home buyers over the last 3 to 6 months who have been on the sidelines, right? They really slowed, right? Maybe they were active in the summer. They made 5 or 6 offers, but they just paused because it's too hard, whatever. Well, now, it's been 6 months. They're still interested. They still want a new home. They still want to be in that school district, but now rates are up. And what's probably happening is rates are up, and that's going to be the reason that they jump in. It's like, honey, we missed the bottom. We can't get 2.8 or 2.9. Now it's 3.4. It's 3.5. We got to go now, or else we won't be able to buy. And that is such a dangerous feeling because, again, you have that feeling on the sidelines into an environment we just talked about with less than 1 million homes. I would expect crazy offers. If I was a real estate agent putting something on the market today at a reasonable price in reasonable condition, you're probably going to get a lot of offers like April or March of last year, which was a crazy time. I don't expect that to last, but for the next 6 to 8 weeks, I just think we have this momentum from first-time home buyers racing off the sidelines. And unfortunately, they're racing off the sidelines into an environment with no inventory. So, I think it's very dangerous. You could overpay, you could settle, you could have buyer's remorse. It's just a tough time, man. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. And I want to interpret this for the audience. For a lot of, I know in our community and foundation builders and Squad Up and Evo and Ascend, in that community, we've got a lot of flippers. So what Michael just said is this is a great time. Let's get inventory to market before, as rates are going up, there's potentially going to be maybe a shift based on inventory. With inventory so low, I think flippers, even if you're on a tight deal right now or overruns, now's the time to get out over the next 6 to 8 weeks. Would you agree, Michael?
I would say you've I think you've got 6 to 8 weeks to get out. And the reason I'm saying get out in 6 to 8 weeks, because again, if rates continue up, we will hit a breaking point where it becomes unaffordable. And those people that were interested actually may be interested, but get a no answer from a bank, which makes them not able to buy. So I expect inventory to be really tight for the next 6 to 8 weeks. And then come like April-ish, my hope is that inventory starts to build. We can't go from 972,000 homes and go lower. We have to eventually go up. And I think that's somewhere between prices and rates and affordability. People can't buy, shrinks demand, supply starts to build. So yeah, if I was on a flipper right now and I had a project that was right on the cusp, I'd be racing to get it done, because I think you've got a couple of months, February, March, where you have, especially if it's kind of that owner occupied build area quality, get it off the books now for sure.
Get it off the books. So let's talk about, just in wrapping up. By the way, I just noticed something. You and I we have synchronicity going. We're both having a great hair day today. We don't have baseball hats on.
No, exactly. Yep, you're right.
We don't have baseball hats on. So I just noticed that. That's like, normally we have our baseball hats on. So
yep, exactly,
anyway,
exactly.
Let's wrap it up. Let's talk about crypto. I know there's been, for a lot of people, especially over the last couple of years, crypto's been such a hot topic. I see a ton of speculation on NFTs, the metaverse, decentralized land. People are so excited about virtual real estate. And so what happened in crypto? And then I want additional commentary from you about virtual land and the metaverse and decentralized land. So let's start with crypto.
Yeah, I think one of the things you're going to see as the Fed, as we talked about early on with the bond market or the 10-year shooting to 1.9, is you are seeing risk on assets turn into risk off assets. And the first things that are likely to be sold in mass will be crypto. Then it will be stocks that don't make money. And then you could see stocks really fall. There's actually a stock guy, Jeremy Grantham, saying that the S&P 500 could fall to a low of 2,500, which would be about a 44% drop from today's numbers. So again, there's some pain ahead as rates go up. Your risk on becomes risk off. People liquidate this, they buy that. It's just a difficult area. So crypto will be one of the first things to feel it. I think Bitcoin's down 10%, 11% today. Ether's down 12 or 13. It is a bloodbath. And if you're buying crypto on margin, you're about to get your head handed to you. You're going to get a margin call and be wiped out. So don't do that. If you're going to own it, own it. If not, don't do it. But you're going to see this ripple through the stock market as well. I mean, Peloton, for example, is stopping making their bikes and treadmills for several weeks. Netflix down 20% today. It's just a messy time. So, and then back to the metaverse and virtual land, all of that. I'm not going to claim to be an expert. I can tell you, I'm not putting any of my money there. I'm not going to be buying a picture or a JPEG or whatever you're going to call it, a virtual whatever. I like to live in the real world. This whole player one mentality, if you're going to walk around living in some virtual space, you can actually go outside. It's okay. You can go outside and do that. So I don't know. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah. It's interesting that I am 100% with you. I would not speculate, and it would just be that it would be gambling or speculation.
Mhm.
And it's interesting because I've seen a lot of guys flexing on social media or a lot of conversations, and I'm not negating. I know guys have made money,
Yeah.
flipping NFTs or flipping virtual
Yeah.
land. I guess I don't know anybody personally that's done virtual land. I know guys that have done NFTs,
Mhm.
but to me, it seems highly, highly speculative and like gambling. If
Yeah, one of the things that I truly believe is if you're willing to do the work, which is what's on my hat, my most consistent statement, you can make money doing anything, but you've got to do the work. And one of the things I can tell you is I do the work in real estate. That's all I'm ever going to do. I don't have time, interest, or happenstance to do something else. I'm good with what I know, and I'm going to stay in my lane. So I'm good with that.
I love it. I love it. Well, Michael, thank you for all that you do. As always, I want to just show the viewers, if you don't know, I say this every week, feels like every other week, the two great books, One Rental at a Time, as well as Conversations with Real Estate Millionaires. You can buy these books on Amazon. I know a lot of our audience in our community, we've given away a ton of books, and I'm starting to see those being reposted.
Yeah.
So if you've received a book or you've bought the book, please give him two things. Give Michael a 5-star review. Also tag him, do a social media, take a picture of it, at your home, your kids, with your dog, at the beach, whatever you're doing. We would love to see those books and share that story and that message. Also, too, we've got something very special. So next week, Adrian and I are doing the Ascend event. It's a mastermind event. It's going to be a live event. And then Michael is going to be joining us virtually next week. Super excited to have you, Michael.
Yeah, if you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover, I've been invited to speak for about 45 minutes about buy and hold. I'm going to bring you new stuff. I want to make this mastermind event different. I'm not going to regurgitate the same old stuff. So again, if there's something that this audience, if you're going to Ascend, I want to hear from you. Tell me what would be interesting, and I will always leave time for questions because I think that's often the most valuable. But yeah, I will do something brand new and special for the event. I've actually blocked out an afternoon to create it. So yeah, I look forward to any ideas if you guys have them.
I love it. So please DM Michael. You can find him on Facebook. You can find him on Instagram. He's very active. You can find him in YouTube. Please DM Michael if you have any. For the folks that are attending Ascend, please let him know. I've got some ideas that we're going to talk about. And I'll just seed it with this, Michael. I think for you to come on, I think that you elaborate almost like a top 10 points or some ideas about this is how you get started. This is how you build an empire. This is how you get out of the rat race, and everything from the practicality of, some basics of the Millionaire Next Door to live below your means and how to build a little bit of capital so that you have your down payment. But then ultimately, how do you scale that into what you've done, which is one rental at a time into one rental empire.
There you go. Okay.
You
got it.
One rental real estate empire. So folks, thank you.
I will do that.
I love it. Thank you so much, Michael, for all that you share, all that you do. If you are interested in the Ascend event, you can go to www.theascendevent.com. We also still have a promo code. We have a 25% off code that's still out there. It's the year 2022. So that's the coupon code. You'll get 25% off. There's only a handful of seats left too. And no BS, we're in a small venue, Michael. Beautiful yacht club, beautiful yachts. I'm guessing there's probably $25 million of yachts that we're just kind of overlooking, a $25 million view. So
nice.
Anyway, love it. Thank you, Michael, for all that you do. Looking forward to seeing you all next week.